Have you ever woken up and felt like you were already behind? Before your feet even touch the floor, your chest tightens, your mind already racing through a dozen things that demand your attention. Emails, notifications, bills, expectations, guilt. You check your phone before brushing your teeth. You respond to messages before you eat. You scroll through someone else's life before you even remember your own. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're overwhelmed. And in today's world, that's become the default setting. We're not living slow, thoughtful lives. We're racing through them, hoping the next achievement, the next checklist, the next like will finally bring peace. But peace never comes from speed. It comes from depth, from stillness, from choosing what matters and letting go of what doesn't. Thousands of years ago, in a time no less brutal than ours, the Stoics faced war, exile, plagues, and power struggles. And yet their writings still whisper one timeless truth: you are not powerless. Epictetus was born a slave. He walked with a crippled leg, and yet he taught the most radical kind of freedom. Some things are up to us, and some things are not. That's it. That one sentence is a map out of the noise, a compass back to your center. What's up to you? Your actions, your thoughts, your attitude. What isn't? Everything else, from the weather, to your boss's opinion, to whether someone texts you back. The Stoics didn't try to control the world. They trained themselves to control their response to it. And no one lived this better than Marcus Aurelius. He ruled an empire, faced betrayal, buried children. But his private journal, now known as Meditations, was filled with reminders not about power but perspective. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That's the key. We're not suffering because life is too much. We're suffering because we think we have to carry all of it all the time. But you don't. There is another way. A quieter, wiser way. It begins with 3 words. Stop, shift, simplify. Stop. When you feel overwhelmed, stop. Not forever, just for one moment, one breath. Overwhelm is not just about doing too much. It's about never pausing to ask, why am I doing this? The Stoics practiced what we now call the Stoic pause, a sacred breath between stimulus and response. Before you speak, before you scroll, before you react, stop. Breathe. Notice. Ask, am I responding with reason or reacting from fear? That moment of stillness is your doorway to freedom. Shift. Once you've paused, you shift. Epictetus taught that the root of peace is learning to distinguish between what is and isn't within our control. So, ask yourself, is this up to me? Can you control how someone treats you? Number. But you can control whether you let it define you. Can you control how the world unfolds? Number. But you can control how you carry yourself through it. Make 2 lists. Things I can control today. Things I cannot. Then make a quiet promise to yourself. I will give my energy only to the first list. Everything else, I will release. Because holding on to what you can't change is not strength. It's self-torture. And you don't have to carry it anymore. Simplify. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, ask yourself, at every moment, is this necessary? That one question can clear a mountain of noise. The world will always try to pile more onto your plate. But the Stoic path is subtractive. It asks you to remove, to pare down, to return to the essential. You don't need to answer every email today. You don't need to solve every problem this hour. You just need to do one thing well, and then the next. Start with 3 intentions. What do I truly want to focus on today? What will I let go of? What will I refuse to carry? Because calm is not about having no responsibilities. It's about owning your priorities and letting the rest pass by like clouds in the sky. Let me share a story. There's a man named David, early 40s, startup founder, divorced, 2 kids. From the outside, he's doing well. Inside, he's quietly falling apart. He wakes up anxious, sleeps poorly, feels like he's constantly failing someone, his investors, his kids, himself. One night, he breaks down. Too many fires to put out, too many plates in the air. He finds himself sitting in his car in the driveway, unable to get out. And then he remembers a quote he once heard: "You are not required to set yourself on fire to keep others warm." He closes his eyes, takes one deep breath, and decides to do something radical. Less. He deletes social media from his phone. He starts every morning with 5 minutes of journaling. What's up to me? What's not? What matters today? And slowly he begins to return to himself. Not by doing more, but by doing what truly matters, with calm. The Stoics were warriors of the mind. They didn't numb themselves to life. They trained for it. They faced loss, chaos, and pain, but they faced it with dignity, clarity, and inner stillness. And that path is still available to you. So, if you're overwhelmed today, here's your invitation. Stop, shift, simplify. Because you don't have to carry it all. You don't have to fix it all. You just have to take one calm breath and begin again, with wisdom. Right now, place your hand over your chest. Breathe. Ask, what part of this is mine to carry? Let that be your anchor. And if this message touched something in you, leave a comment. Today, I choose to let go of. And subscribe, not for me, for you, for the version of you that's done with noise and ready to rise in silence. Because in the storm of modern life, your calm is your superpower.